And welcome back, everyone. Let's do a fire starting tutorial. Now, because I've got another kukri on the way, I've been working with the my Kukri Plus lately because it's a great bushcraft tool and firewood processing and all that. I do have it set up with my Leatherman tool pouch, my Leatherman toolkit, and a ferro rod. So that's what I'm going to use today. I am using dry white pine. It's not fat wood. It's just technically kiln dried. These little kindling pieces set underneath my tiny bit wood stove and dried because this was cut wet. So there's no, it's not a fat wood species anyway, so there's no resin in it. There's no resin in it. However, all trees have sapwood, and the sap is actually the resin, although it just hasn't drained, down to a dead stump and formed that way. This, once again, live, fresh pine, dried out underneath my wood stove. So let's get it lit up. All the shavings were made with the kukri. You can see how that just goes really, really, really fine like that, with that really nice cutting edge. And the kukri is just made for doing stuff like this, okay? It's absolutely fantastic. And then at the same time, it will literally outsplit some small axes in a lot of different conditions by just baton splitting firewood. So the kukri is a blade that can actually do it all. Now, usually, because it is so much easier with your smaller tools to actually do this fine stuff, it's traditional to carry small blades with the large kukri knife. This being a cold steel, I can lace my Leatherman tool on it. I'm not ready for ferro rod yet. I need some sap on top of that milkweed, and that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to show you the saw blade capabilities with the saw blade, and it doesn't matter what you like to carry, whether it's a Swiss Army knife with a saw blade, a Gerber multi-tool with a saw blade, any high quality multi-tool that's got this nice little saw blade will work just fine. So I'm going to come in there and I'll show you. That's where all the sapwood is. You can smell it. Lots of sap in there. So I'm just simply going to saw with my Leatherman saw blade, and I'm going to make these really, really fine shavings. A lot easier than doing it with the spine of my big knife, or even the spine of the saw blade here will work too, but not as easy. So I can just saw lengthways downward. And come in and show you how that works. Right like that. That's how fine and long those are, and they're saturated with sap, so they should ignite. They should ignite really nice. So that's what I'm doing right there on that tinder bundle. There, look at that. That's just full of sap right there. That should really ignite well. Let me get this adjusted just right. Just kind of push that off of there like that. Let's go a little more just to be safe, because I really want this to be a successful fire up. That might do her. See what we got. There we are. I want to make sure that I get enough airflow in there, so I'll fluff that up. Get some feather sticks on top of that. And yeah, you'd have to be doing this like under your tarp shelter if you're outside in the rain and in the wind. Now, I'm going to clean the spine of that saw blade. And hopefully this is going to work. I'm going to put some ferro rod shavings. So fine shavings off of the tip of that ferro rod are actually laying into that tinder bundle. And when the sparks hit that, they'll spark again. Secondary flare-ups. And here we go. Let's go for it. Maybe this stuff's a little bit wet. Hopefully I can make this work. This may be way too wet to actually work. Probably gonna have to delete this video. It's a failure. So I know I got a lot of water in that tinder. It's just too wet. Now those dry pine feather sticks are taking over. Now we can maybe dry that out. Okay, I thought this was going to be a failure, but we got it. Maybe. We're going to see. It's all about processing stuff down really, really fine. This is a difficult light up because, like I said, this stuff was cut alive, and it's not as dry as I thought it was. Let's see if we get a successful firelight with it. So yeah, that sapwood layer was just too full of water yet. Or the milkweed might have been a little bit wet too. So there we are. Some ferro rod practice for you. Almost a failure, but we managed to get the tinder bundle dried out by just going hard and staying at it, you know what I mean? So there we go. Let me just pause out and save some time on this video. That Kimberly is going to just suck air through that kindling lay and actually keep going. If it doesn't, you know that I'm a truther. I will tell you that I failed. Be right back in a minute. Okay, and I have successfully lit the stove. Should we try another tinder bundle right here? Same thing, same sapwood. Let's see what happens. Same thing, just too wet. Just too wet. That might dry it out enough. Yeah, see what I mean? Just too wet. Too wet, not enough resin. Sometimes persistence pays off. And there we are. Very wet, difficult tinder bundle. Okay. And you have to absolutely keep on adjusting that and feeding it and tumbling it and getting that airflow. And there we go. We have us a lit tinder bundle. Very difficult tinder bundle to light, very wet. Okay? So there we are. Better get that where it belongs, right? There we go. So it was possible. We did pull it off. It was very wet, difficult tinder bundle. Not enough real live, genuine fatwood resin. Okay, so that's fire starting today. Leatherman super tool with the high quality saw blade that comes with it. Just a small everyday carry ferro rod, which is not to be blamed for the difficult fire up. It's just wet, difficult tinder that's not dry enough. Even though we had sap in there and milkweed fluff, just too wet. Moisture is the enemy of building a fire, especially like this. But we did get it done. Okay, that's hopefully this was helpful to you, and you can practice doing this if you need to and learn how to do these fire ups like this. I'm Dead Wolf. I'm out. Thank you for being there, everyone. I'll see you soon on the next one where you know that we're going to have this kind of fun. Until then, take care, everyone. Thanks for being there.